The BetterHelp drama continues. Something that I thought was going to happen a long time ago when this whole BetterHelp scandal started, or this whole BetterHelp app started. Well, it's pretty much happened. And we're going to talk a little bit about this today. Keemstar, well, doing his typical freak out. And Philly D doing the typical innocent, quiet man. Evil. I call him the evil businessman. Philly D's the evil fucking businessman. And Boogie, I mean, listen, I like Boogie, but man, he is a pussy. I mean, a huge one. His advice is like, would you listen to a coward's advice? Because that's Boogie's advice.
Over 50 million views. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show. The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
I hope you hang your mother. This country sucks! This place sucks! CNN masturbated all fucking day. Dude, I will eat your fucking asshole out and then spit it into your mouth, baby bird style. Who wants to go? Call the show. I'll fuck your ass!
You know what? You can hang up or you can kill yourself. One of the two.
I want to kill myself! If I think it sucks, I tell you!
And if I could be in front of FouseyTube right now, if I was in front of FouseyTube right now, I'd punch him in his stupid face. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Joe Cronin Show, coming to you via the corrupted YouTube channel. I might even put this video up on my main Joe Cronin Show channel, because this is just fucking weird. Okay, so for the people that aren't understanding what's going on, I honestly don't have the time to go into it. If you look up BetterHelp scam, you'll find a ton of videos on this, so I'm just going to cut to the chase. The fact of the matter is, there's this app that they created called BetterHelp that somebody created. I believe now it's got some association with Philip DeFranco based on what other people are saying. BetterHelp, where somebody can counsel you, right? So it's kind of like a one-stop shop, kind of like everything else. You know, you can almost go on Fiverr and become a career counselor. You know, we sort of came up with this concept a little bit here on the Joe Cronin Show before I even knew about BetterHelp. We got Jesse, right? Jesse's a guy who gets people through times. He's just a guy you can talk to. He's not a counselor. He's more of a spiritual guy. He does so much more than that I don't want to get into. And I always said to Jesse, you know, you've helped me and you help other people, and you're not for everybody. But as long as people know you're not an actual counselor, but you're somebody there to lend an ear and maybe give, you know, air out some grievances and your depression too. You know, it could be a good stepping stone to someone deciding to get a real counselor. And, you know, if they want to pay you, they could pay you. And then Jesse agreed, you know, he's wanted to do that stuff. So this situation kind of reminds me of that. The difference between this and that is, of course, Jesse works for whatever you have. So if you want to give him $5 for an hour, you know, you can do that. If you don't have any money, he'll still talk to you. If you want to give him $50, you know, it's whatever you do. He works on donation. And he's not a professional. He's just somebody to lend an ear to. Sometimes you don't want to tell your friends something, or sometimes you don't have friends at the moment, you know, whatever it is. So I thought that was a great idea. Well, it seems like somebody also had that idea, but in a McDonald's sort of business corporate sense, of taking this app. And allegedly what's going on is people are saying that when they sign up for BetterHelp, they are charged like something like $200, like almost right off the bat. Some people saying that they never got a counselor, they never got to speak to anybody. The other thing is the creator who refers them, every time one person signs up, apparently the creator gets $100. That's right, $100 fucking dollars. And let me tell you something. I've been on YouTube since 2006 or 7. I think it was early 7. And I've been getting ad sponsorship. I've been getting offered sponsorships on YouTube since 2012, okay? I know how these things work. I look into all of them. In fact, one of the reasons why all you guys from my main channel that has 60,000 subs right now, Joe Cronin Show, and maybe some of you guys from here on Corrupted, one of the reasons why you don't see me offering too many things is because I actually feel uncomfortable about it. I know that sounds like preaching, like trying to suck up to people. I'm not. I'm legit. Like, there was one mobile app where if you went, like, if you clicked on their things, they gave me pennies and quarters, and if you downloaded, they gave you dollars. And it sounded like the pitch was kind of scammy, and it wasn't really scammy, but it was kind of just scummy, is what I want to say. Because after a little while, people got angry at it. And the company made it really hard to quit. And I researched it, and I was like, dude, I do not want this. I don't want people coming at me because I signed them up for this, or because they were like, oh, yeah, you know, he said it was a good idea, and now it's garbage. So I didn't do it based off of that. So I don't actually like a lot of these scummy things that come my way. You guys donate to me more. Now, some people are more comfortable with offering, you know, pitching a service and telling you guys what the risks are, but sign up if you'll help me. I'm actually just more comfortable with, listen, if you like what I do, feel free to donate live, you know. Some other people think that's scummy. I think that's ridiculous. I think it's up to the person donating or supporting the show. But the bottom line is, you know, Keemstar is basically, you know, by the way, I've been paying attention to this for a few weeks, for actually more than a few weeks now. But now that Keemstar is going in on it, there's a whole nother light being shed. This former YouTuber who allegedly quit YouTube but then came back and said it was all because BetterHelp that I came back to YouTube. And then you had Boogie saying that he used the service, and then you had Shane Dawson promoting it, a lot of people promoting it. And right now, I kind of want to take the blame off of Boogie and Shane Dawson, although I think that Shane Dawson is a dumbass. Let me say, I mean, he's so, like, just, I can't stand Shane Dawson's stuff, like, where he makes videos and he's just like, oh my god, like, wow, like, I'm so surprised about this. Like, it's just so, ugh, like, I can't stand Shane Dawson's stuff. All the credit to him in the world or whatever. He's, like, one of the most famous people right now on YouTube. What a sweet guy. He seems like a great guy, but I just can't stand his content. I just find it cringe. Like, all day long, I find his shit cringy. And, you know, Boogie, you know, I think Boogie is one way on the camera and a completely different way off the camera. And now that I see through that, it's irritating. You know, I've seen people say that about me and other people before too, but I don't think so. Not to this level. I feel like off the air, Boogie's like, motherfucking cock fuck. And he just stomps around. But on the camera, he's like, have a nice day, guys. I love you very much. Like, what the fuck? No, you don't. But, I don't know. So anyway, I just find Boogie to be very disingenuous, despite the fact that I love Boogie. I'm a fan of Boogie. I've given Boogie money, and Boogie's done a lot to help me as far as inspiration-wise. So, you know, I don't want to turn this into the classic, you know, student turns on his teacher deal. I've been watching Boogie since, I don't know, 2010 or something. I don't even know. Way back when he only had 200,000 subs. I wasn't there at the beginning, like some people will tell you, but I was there around 200,000. And at the time, that was pretty friggin' epic to have 200,000 subs. But anyway, let's push Boogie aside. Let's push Shane Dawson aside, and let's talk a little bit more about BetterHelp. So BetterHelp, the other things that they're being accused of is charging people like that up front before anybody gets anything, and then the counselors can be anybody. I believe, from what I'm understanding, anybody can be a counselor. They're not responsible for anything that happens or anything you do. They recommend you don't sign up if you're suicidal. Some people think this is a very dangerous thing. I don't actually think it's that dangerous. So far, the only thing that I'm concerned about is the money that they're taking in, and the sort of disingenuous. Did I just say a word? I constantly make up words on this show, and then I hear about it in the comments section down below. The way they offer it, you know, to me just seems skeevy. Now, Boogie just released a... Well, let me get back to Better... I'm going all over the place because I'm fucking ADD. But BetterHelp gets a 4 out of 5 stars, a 3.9 on Google Play. 3,836 ratings. So 4 out of 5 people, at least according to this, assuming the numbers are not skewed, most people really enjoyed the service. A few people, though, really thought it was horrific. So it sounds like they almost do a great job. But just kind of like Uber, you know, you don't really know somebody could do something crazy on an Uber drive. So... because they're really leaving it in the counselor's hands. Hey, we're the app, BetterHelp. Here's our rules. We really don't have any, and you give us a bunch of money, and we pay a little money to a counselor person who could be anybody, and it's on. That's it. So the experience is really up to the counselor, to be honest. Like, the whole experience is on that counselor. If that person doesn't show up or acts weird or whatever the case is, you know, that's a bad experience. And so it's all on the counselor. It really is. So I think, you know, BetterHelp could probably do a better job of, you know, screening some of these people or letting them work on a trial base for a little while first and get their ratings up before moving forward. It sounds like you can just start and go. And it's kind of like Fiverr. You know what I mean? Anybody can just jump on Fiverr and start selling a service. If you do bad, though, you're going to get a bad rating. But what's unnerving to me, what's concerning to me is how, you know, Boogie, someone who deals with this depression and all that stuff, you know, has a very susceptible audience to this. And that's what Keemstar was bringing up. By the way, Keemstar is no fucking saint either. And, you know, for all the raving and ranting Keem did about this site, you know, it gets a pretty damn good score from most people. So, you know, maybe Keem's hate for Philly DeFranco, maybe a little bit on. And by the way, Keemstar's I just want to randomly say that Keemstar is a pussy because he avoids me at every corner possible. That's the one thing about Keemstar that drives me nuts. He takes shots at people like Philly and all these other people. I'll take a shot at Keemstar. I hope he fucking crashes his ATV. You know, man, Keemstar wouldn't even know like a quarter of the people if it wasn't for me, and he doesn't even know that. That's the funniest part. Some of the times he's talking about people, and I'm like, that's funny, because when I knew those people and I had 20,000 and 15,000 subs, those people had 0. And I got them started, and then you know, and I do all this other stuff behind the scenes of tagging and how I used to do things with the algorithm. I don't do it anymore, but you know, we used to do a whole thing. And Keemstar just brings up these people that I hear him talking about me, like, oh, Joe Cronin's a fucking idiot or whatever. It's like, dude, you don't even know. You don't know shit. You fucking fat fuck, dude. I'd love to fight Keemstar. Me and Keemstar are fucking mildly in shape individuals, and I mean, I'll tell you what. If the trash talk that would happen if I fought Keemstar would be off the page. But let's get back to the this is why I do podcasts with other people, so they can keep me reined in. But let's get back to the point. Philip DeFranco with this girl who left YouTube and then comes back to YouTube and saying, oh, BetterHelp helped me. And now she's promoting it. And then Philly's promoting it. And Boogie came out with a video today saying Boogie saying he tried it honestly because he trusted Philip DeFranco because he heard about it on his show. And so Boogie tried it, and it worked great for him. I just knocked a bunch of drumsticks over. And so Boogie actually liked it, and he says he still uses the service right now. Despite all these scams and allegation comments and things that are proof that are going on out there, Boogie still believes that the site is great. It's worked for him. Now, the villain in this whole thing to me might be Philip DeFranco. Because despite Boogie being a little bit two-faced on the camera, Shane Dawson being an emotionally manipulative person. I'm going to call Shane an emotionally manipulative person, right? He, like, uses people's emotions to manipulate them into, like, crying or something. Because I picture him at home whacking off to it or something. I don't know. But Philly D is a fucking weird dude behind the scenes. Philly D, of all these people, by the way, I trust the most. And this is the funny thing about this. I think I trust Philly D on camera when he's delivering a news story more than Boogie, more than Shane Dawson. I think Shane Dawson's stuff is laughable. It's wonderful editing, wonderful creativity, but I find the content puke-inducing. Boogie is hard to listen to because it's like listening to a person be completely fake, I think, and scared on camera, but off camera I feel like he's a different person. So I can't even listen to him anymore. But Philly D, I believe, does drop an objective view on the news and then gives enough of his opinion that I don't think he's pussing out on it, although sometimes he does. But so therefore I actually trust Philly on camera the most at this time. However, behind the scenes, Philly is the biggest business douche of all these people. Dude, Philly, I'm convinced that Philly D would, if he had the cure for, like, pussy AIDS, if Philly D had the fucking cure for pussy AIDS, he'd put it on his own mother to document her for 5 weeks crying and then fucking cure her so that then he could get a reaction smiling about it, and then so that he could hold the product up and say, pussy AIDS cure, I have it. It's for sale on philipdefranco.com. And his mom never knew anything about this. But he gave her pussy AIDS on purpose, knowing that he had the cure for pussy AIDS so that he could get a reaction to sell the product. The guy is a business marketing genius. Problem is, you know, it looks like maybe at least 15 to 20% of the BetterHelp customers are pissed the fuck off, and they're not happy. So therefore, I see Philip DeFranco as the main villain here. He's the guy that has to come out and acknowledge all the problems and then explain why BetterHelp should still exist or why he's still going to push it forward. But here's the one thing that nobody can defend. The one thing that nobody can fucking defend. I myself, as a content creator since 2007, and a guy who gets once in a while, once in a blue moon, a fucking sponsorship comes around my way. If you told me, dumbass Joe Cronin, you told me that we're going to give you $100 for every single person that signs up for BetterHelp, I would be like, dude, what do you want, my fucking social security number or my bank account? This is bullshit. They say, no, we're really going to give you $100 for everyone that signs up. And then my next question would be like, Jesus, how much does the service cost? Because how could I be getting paid $100? So you got to be making over hundreds of dollars in the service. Now, maybe their pitch is best case scenario. Maybe their pitch is, listen, it's $30 a month, and we find that when people sign up, they end up staying for even up to a year sometimes. So we make all that money back. Now, if that's the pitch, I can understand maybe how YouTubers would be suckered. It's something that I don't think I heard Keemstar mention, or I didn't hear anybody else mention. And by the way, I didn't listen to most of what Keemstar said either. I only heard like little clips of everybody. And I know I should have listened to more of it, but this is just my initial fucking rant on the whole situation. If you pitch the creator that way, then fine. But a lot of people are assuming that the pitch went like this. Oh, you know, you get $100. They sign up, we send you $100. Well, that sounds good to me. I'll advertise it all day long. Okay, and then that's it. Now, if the content creators did that, they must be fucking retarded. Like, you have to be a fucking retard to be like, oh, that just sounds good. You know, you don't think, like, your conscience at least doesn't kick in at some point, like, how the fuck am I going to get paid $100? You know, that's the first thing I'd be thinking, because I don't want a debacle, you know? So unless you're completely fucking stupid, you were in on the whole thing yourself, or they had some amazing pitch to you about most customers will stay signed up for 2 to 3 months, we'll make back the money at least. You know, we have customers that are here for 8 months to years. Like, we'll make back the money. So if they pitch that, then I can now understand why some of these YouTubers allowed it to happen. But if not for that, you have to ask yourself, what the hell is wrong with these fucking people? My name is Joe Cronin. I am banned on Twitter, so you need to come find me on my new Twitter account, or the Twitter account that I have access to through our podcast, which is @CorruptedPod, @CorruptedPod on Twitter, @CorruptedPod. It will say Joe Cronin Corrupted Pod on Twitter, because I'm banned for life, because I tweeted to MTV 3 years ago, MTV hates white people. So I'm banned for life on Twitter because of that. Welcome to America. Welcome to an American company. Welcome to the New World Order. Go fuck yourself. And I'll see you tonight for the Raw review on my other channel, youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. This is youtube.com/Corrupted Podcast. And if you want to get a hold of me, email me, joecroninshow@yahoo.com, or tweet me @CorruptedPod. Leave a comment down below, whatever the fuck you want. But we've got a follow-up to this coming in a Discord discussion, and we'll get to that soon. See ya.
You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show. The Joe Cronin Show.
I hope you hang your mother. This country sucks! This place sucks! CNN masturbated all fucking day. Dude, I will eat your fucking asshole out and then spit it into your mouth, baby bird style. Who wants to go? Call the show. I'll fuck your ass!
Joe Cronin Show.
Check out these other videos by me. You might have missed them. And also go to patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show if you want to hear the full Corrupted podcast.